Bickley and Marotta Mornings. Arizona Sports. The local sports leader. Bickley Blast.
Day one of the NBA draft is over, and the Suns did not trade Kevin Durant. They did not draft Bronny James, but fear not, there is still time to do both. Seriously, though, let's talk about Durant. The Suns owner says all the reports are false and that we all love him here in Phoenix, yet the leading personality at ESPN says he still doesn't believe Ishbia and insists they cannot wait to trade him. All I can say for certain is that Smith is wrong about one thing: the Suns can and will wait to trade Kevin Durant. But let's not make this a referendum about a loudmouth broadcaster. Let's be real here. I believe the Suns know they need to build a real and a new culture. They know they need Devin Booker to become a real leader, and I think they wonder if Kevin Durant is an impediment to both. Now, don't get me wrong. They all know, we all know, KD is a Hall of Fame player who brings a ton to the basketball court, but is he the best influence for Booker? Is he the best teammate, or is he a culture killer? Words that have been uttered in private inside Footprint Center. It's a fair question when you hear that KD may have frozen out Frank Vogel at some point last season, and it's fair to wonder when Devin Booker regrettably uttered KD's mantra after a playoff loss: hey, I'm just chilling. So I believe the truth is out there somewhere, and I believe the Suns will give their new head coach a few months to make next year's team take flight, to make Durant a happier, more engaged teammate. And if it isn't happening by mid-January, then all bets are off. That's when Kevin Sent might be a reality and not just another erroneous report. All right, today's Bickley Blast brought to you by my great friends at Chapman BMW, who make luxury attainable. Find them online at chapmanbmw.com.
KD, it's all love. It's all good. Like having a chance to work with one of the all-time greatest players, and the success that we'll have going forward, is what you live for. It's what you embrace and what you want. So, like I said, really excited about the team that we're building, upstairs, downstairs, and everywhere in between. And just looking forward to the season.
James Jones, the head of basketball operations for the Suns on draft night last night, addressing the relationship he believes the Suns have with Kevin Durant, and going both ways. It's all love. You said earlier in the show, you mentioned, you mentioned Stephen A. Smith as ESPN's leading personality. I was like, wait, Pat McAfee said this?
Oh. Wow.
But Stephen A. Smith made the comments yesterday. The Suns want off of Kevin Durant right now. He made no bones about it. That led to the James Jones response last night on draft day. Even before that, Matt Ishbia went to Twitter and said, KD loves Phoenix. Phoenix loves KD. We're competing for a championship, and I'm paraphrasing that. You also called it incumbent on Stephen A. Smith to address this today, because he was the one-man army that was putting this out there yesterday. It's been refuted and shot down by countless people, locally and nationally. Stephen A. Smith did just that today. Started in, I assume, I didn't hear this, so I might be out of order, but we'll start with this one.
The Ishbia one was
the Matt Ishbia. The response to what Matt Ishbia put out there on X yesterday.
All right, Stephen A., are you buying Ishbia's comments about KD?
Hell no. Hell no, of course not. First of all, let's understand something. From what I'm being told, Kevin Durant ain't too keen on staying in Phoenix. He ain't demanding no trades or anything, but he wouldn't mind being up out of there. That's number one. Number two, don't tell me Matt Ishbia is all sold on this after you just got bounced out via a sweep at the hands of the Minnesota Timberwolves in the first round of the daggone playoffs. You think about the assets that you could potentially get for a superstar the likes of Kevin Durant. You can't tell me that's something that Matt Ishbia is not going to entertain just because he's committed to him being in Phoenix. It all depends on the assets that you can get. I know they don't want to let go of Devin Booker. I know Devin Booker doesn't want to leave Phoenix. If he were to leave Phoenix, he wouldn't mind being a Knick, but he doesn't want to leave Phoenix. He's the face of that franchise, and we homegrown. We get all of that. But in the end, what it comes down to is this. Kevin Durant, even at the age of 35, is still a superstar in this game. But he's not there for the long haul. And unless you talk about winning the title in the immediate future, which I don't think the Phoenix Suns should be thinking about when you just got swept, even though Mike Budenholzer is your new coach, I think the bottom line is you got to entertain all options. I'm not saying he's going to trade Kevin Durant, but if the opportunity presents itself, you're damn right he will.
A little softer. Not,
a little bit.
A little bit.
A little more speculation.
I also disagree with...
And he shifted the narrative. It wasn't that Suns want off of him right now. He made it very, very clear yesterday that the Suns had an issue with Kevin Durant.
Making it seem like a trade, what he said, his tone and his words made it seem like a trade was possible yesterday.
Yes. Exactly. But more to the point, it wasn't that we can trade him because we don't have enough. We can trade him because he can still bring us back a lot in return. It was we need to trade him because he's a problem. That's the way it was presented. And that's very much consistent with what he said about KD 6 weeks ago when he said some things about KD that I do believe carried the ring of truth. And so he's got a source someplace. So there's a disconnect. There's some lying going on from someplace.
Yeah, but then you consider, all the options, a source from someplace. I totally agree with that. That is definitely the case. Is it a source with an axe to grind?
Well, and again,
all of those things.
And this is where as a leading personality at ESPN, a guy who's angling to make $25 million per year, you got to have higher standards than that. If you are reporting this, then you're reporting this. And you can't back off of it and laugh it off or whatever, okay? Because Matt Ishbia basically came out and said, dude, you're lying.
Yeah. Well, again, the part of the soundbite that we just played from Stephen A., the part that I disagree with the most is at the very end. The Suns shouldn't be thinking about a championship. Yes, they should. You can't be dissuaded by one 4-game sweep again.
Right.
The Dallas Mavericks didn't even have the luxury of being swept in last year's playoffs because they didn't make it. They played for a championship this year.
Right. But let's deal with a couple things here real honestly. When you talk about what happened last year, and if Frank Vogel had constant conversations with Matt Ishbia to the point where Frank Vogel believed he was safe, that his job was safe, then Frank Vogel told Matt Ishbia the issues he had getting Kevin Durant to buy in.
Yes. All
of that stuff. So if you're trying to build a culture, you're going to wonder about this stuff. So I do believe the Suns are wrestling with this question. Now, Stephen A. just said something I hadn't heard before, that Kevin Durant still isn't too keen on Phoenix, that he wouldn't be mind to get up and out of here.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it just feels like he's throwing in stuff now. He's just saying stuff off the cuff almost.
Well, again, he got
a Devin Booker Nick comment in there too.
Yeah, he had a lot of people refuting him yesterday, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching Bickley and Marotta. Click to see the latest Bickley Blast and hit the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.